a ricochet point dead center of the tank.
With no boom, the guys go again.
I feel like I moved the tank.
And again.
How much abuse can this tank take? It's just glancing off the side of that tank.
And a couple more times for good measure.
Now, we fired 6 glancing shots to the side of the tank to get it to split open, but they're all just ricocheting off. So instead of these standard 30-06 rounds,
We're going to use these, which are 30-06 armor-piercing rounds. If these can't cause a fatal breach while hitting the side of the tank, well, then nothing will.
Fired from the same gun as the film, will this armor-piercing projectile finally deliver a detonation?
Gun is hot. It just bounced right off.
now we had feedback, or criticism rather, from viewers that said that Brody could have possibly hit a glancing blow along the side of the tank, which would open it up like a zipper and cause an explosion. At this point, we've fired 6 bullets in that orientation of the tank, and then a 7th one, which was armor-piercing, and not one of them actually did that. So at this point, it's Brewster 2, Brody 0.
While Brody works on a plan C, what else is on the docket?
Next up, dead shark repellent.
Why would you want to repel a dead shark?
No, the use of a dead shark as a repellent. That supposedly, the myth is sharks don't like the smell of other dead sharks. Thus, if you have the essence of dead shark on you, you will be protected from sharks.
Well, there's a certain morbid logic to that.
I totally agree, and I think we should test it.
And to do just that, it's back to the Bahamas.
What is the origin of this story? Well, it comes from fishermen. They learned that if they dragged a dead shark behind their boat, it kept sharks from eating their catch. We are not going to test this by strapping a dead shark to Jamie.
I'm getting in the water with those guys.
To be a little more scientific, we're going to use this. This little bottle is full of distilled essence of dead sharks. That's bad to me, but apparently it's kryptonite to a shark.
Although it started as a fisherman's fable, there is science to this story.
So I've done some research into this stench of death thing, and it's pretty interesting. It was first observed by the ecologist E.O. Wilson in Social Ants. He noticed that when an ant died, its buddies picked it up and carried it off to some sort of ant cemetery. And so he found that what was happening was that the ant was releasing something called oleic acid when it died, and the other ants were picking up on it, and that's why they did that. Since then, other scientists have noticed the same phenomenon in things like cockroaches and wood lice, and it kind of makes sense if you think about it. I mean, if something killed your buddy, it might want to kill you too.
That's the theory for insects, but sharks will supposedly head for the hills when they encounter the stench of death. Time to put that to the test.
Here's our plan. First up, of course, we need sharks. To that end, we've buried a bait box full of fish guts in a fake rock down at the bottom, and it is slowly doing our work for us of gathering together a large swarm of sharks.
And when the swarm's big enough, I'm going to go down there and release essence of dead shark right into the middle of it.
I will also be underwater, but a few dozen feet away, so I can watch carefully for any behavioral difference in the sharks once Jamie releases the essence, whether they get skittish, whether they flee, or whether they don't seem to notice at all.
For Jamie, the preparation's easy. For Adam, not so much.
I got this thing with my ears. It's a long story, but they're broken effectively, and so I need to go down in a special helmet. It'll give me full comm. I'll be able to talk to Jamie. Best of all, I'll be able to wear my glasses underwater. That's never happened before.
Slowly but surely,
That's good.
Adam sinks to the seabed.